Davis, Chair DeFazio as well, and members of the subcommittee. And good morning to my own member, Representative Bob Gibbs. I appreciate the warm welcome. I also want to recognize all staffers that are in the back of the room and standing along the side of the room. Without your support, this country would have some difficulty. So I appreciate all the effort that you put forth. My belief is that many of the initiatives that we discussed today will not only save lives, but also truck driver livelihoods. I'm here in the truck safety advocate capacity, and all in this room are here because of the jobs they chose or the choices they've made. Several people in this room are here not because of the jobs they chose, and they didn't choose to be here, and they are the victims and survivors of truck crashes. I'd like to recognize them. Krista Hammock lost her daughter, Erin Alexander. She's here with Abigail. Mary Ann Karth is here with Annalie and Mary. Jerry Karth couldn't be here, neither could Lois Durzo, but they're here in spirit. Mary Ann Karth is here with Rebecca Hoynatsky, one of Mary Ann Karth's daughters. I'd like to recognize survivor Morgan Lake, also Steve and Sue Owings, who lost their son Cullum. I'd also like to mention Lori and Randy Higginbotham, who lost their son, Representative Cohen's own constituent in an underride crash. I'm here because I belong to the truth on the issue of underride. No matter how safe the car may actually be, the safety features of a car are only effective if there is a good structural interaction, vehicle crash compatibility between collision partners. There must be a geometrical matchup of the crush structure of both the striking vehicle and the vehicle being struck. The bumpers must match up. Otherwise, the lower profile car physically goes underneath the higher profile commercial motor vehicle. This is known as a truck underride. The first point of impact is beyond the hood and into the glass windshield. The second point of impact literally becomes the heads, faces, neck, spine, and chest of the lower profile car's occupants. The same holds true when a truck rear ends a passenger car. Often the front bumper of the truck goes over the back bumper of the car. The truck then climbs on top of the car, crushing the back seat and the occupants. I'd like to show a video to show side underride. Pay attention to the airbags and the seatbelts on how they are ineffective in the side underride crash. This is at 35 miles an hour. The bottom one's with the guard. Airbags, seatbelts work with the guard. Without a guard, they don't. I submit to you that if the car manufacturers came before you today and said, hey, we want a car without airbags or seatbelts, this body would say no way. And in the same vein, we have crashes in situations where airbags and seatbelts don't work. Energy-absorbing bumpers, crumple zones don't work. Next week, I'm scheduled to meet with a mother who lost her only child, a recent 18-year-old high school graduate. A week ago yesterday was her funeral. Her body, her head included, was covered at the funeral. These are the closed casket injuries. The only part of her exposed was her right hand for her mother to hold. Truck safety initiatives such as Stop Underrides Act of 2019, speed limiters, and automatic emergency braking all serve to allow better interaction between cars and trucks. It's adding equipment to these trucks that actually protect the truck driver too. When the truck driver is at fault, he or she suffers with a career-ending criminal vehicular homicide charge, frequently resulting in jail time. The truck company then likely encounters a civil lawsuit. The fatalities and catastrophic injuries associated with underride crashes typically produce 7 to 8 figure verdicts, all exceeding minimum insurance coverage and requirements. The truck companies are thereafter saddled with paying judgments in excess of insurance coverage. Smaller truck companies must sell assets or file for bankruptcy. Everyone loses in an underride truck crash, the truck company and truck driver included. Just simply making the car bumpers match up with a truck's side, front, and rear is the only way for cars' safety features and all the data and science that goes into protecting the occupants, and the data and science exists, and I submit to you, if we look at it from the right perspective, that the underride guard is required. The costs also. We heard today as well about CSA and public scores. Chair Norton mentioned several groups of people who rely on those public scores. One group that wasn't mentioned was the truck driver. If the truck driver is applying for a job, they need to know that the company they're working for is safe. They need to have access to this data. We heard from C.H. Robinson talking about the data is confusing. The out-of-service percentage rates are not confusing. They're very clear. If the companies exceed the national averages in out-of-service percentages, then they should not be hired. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration has performed an analysis that 10% of the motor carriers represent nearly 50% of the crashes. And it's those 10% are the bad apples that spoil the bunch for us. I love trucks, I love the trucking industry, and I particularly love the truck driver. I represent many truck drivers who are harmed in these crashes. But we need to make sure that these truck drivers are protected and have a job that is worth going to and also has a job that can pay the rent and pay the mortgage. Both speed limiters and AEBs and underride guards will protect that truck driver. I've driven a truck with an underride guard, never felt more comfortable knowing that that guard was there. I want to look at how all these issues not only save lives, but save truck driver livelihoods, and I thank the chair for the opportunity to testify before you today, and I'm pleased to answer any questions, and the most challenging ones as well. Thank you.